Here at Performance TV, we have no hang-ups. We provide an uplifting experience and offer solutions because we have the answers.
Yep, just what I thought. Welcome to this week's Performance TV. If you're going to work on your car, you're more than likely going to need it up in the air. And how are you going to do that? Well, you can use a lift and lift it up in the air, but the problem with the lift is a lot of shops don't have room for them, and the other problem, you can't take it with you. Well, on this show, we've got a solution to that problem. It's called the Quick Jack by Ranger Products. It's a division of Benpack. And Kathy, this is a really neat unit because you can only use it to raise your car in the shop. You can take it with you and do it out in the open, to race the pits. Wherever you go, you can lift your car up off the ground and work on it.
Absolutely. You know, and something else that you didn't mention was sometimes, even if you had enough room in your shop, they can get a little expensive to get it lifted. I don't know about you, but I'd rather have money for some parts and still be able to lift my vehicle.
Yeah, this is a neat unit. It's all steel construction, welded. It's got hydraulic jacks in it. Very powerful. They'll lift your car without the screw jack motion. They have a 3,500-pound model and a 5,000-pound model.
That's right, depending on what you need and depending on where you're going to be able to use it. It comes with the 110 pump. But truly portable, you also have your one you can take out, plug it in.
You may not have an outlet when you're pit area.
Exactly. And they both come with your 20-foot cord, real nice to use controller here for your up and down buttons. They say from stow to go in less than 60 seconds.
It comes with everything you need. It comes with all the hydraulic hoses and these blocks. If you've got a low-profile car, it comes with a small block, slide in there. Or if you got a little extra room, you can put the big block in and raise it up off the ground.
Well, you know what? They're nice and easy to use, and we're going to show that right now. What do you say we go ahead and jack this car up over here?
Yeah, grab the end.
Okay.
All right, Kathy, slide me in the jack here in the back.
You know, this Quick Jack has wheels on it, kind of helps you get started.
Makes it real mobile. Now slide it in here, and I'll get my block underneath the frame rail, and we're ready to lift this thing. You know, the one thing I like about the Quick Jack is it's very versatile. On the Cobra here, we're going to slide them in this way. But on our Camaro, when we lift it, we'll put them in longwise with the car, and we're ready to go up. All right, move it over a little bit, plug in the hydraulic hoses. They got quick disconnects on the hydraulic hoses, so it's real simple to put them on. All right, I think I got them all hooked up down here.
Just these two to plug in, and we'll be ready to lift this car.
Put these hoses into our pump. That's one thing I like about this. It's very portable. Quick disconnects make it real easy to plug them in.
You can use hydraulic fluid, or we've chosen to use tranny fluid in here.
Yeah.
So,
all right, hit the button. Let's do this.
ready to go.
And our jacks are going up, and up goes the car. You know what's really cool is they thought of everything. Once the car gets up in position, there's two different locking systems, higher or lower. Keeps the car from falling down on you.
As you've noticed, they've got it so it's lifting evenly too, not one side more than the other, which
Right.
can be dangerous.
Got an equalizing pump right here.
Yeah, we're just about up.
Yeah, once we get it up, I'll slide underneath there and put the locks in place.
That's right, because it does have the locking mechanisms. What do we say this one up? About 22 inches
it's
for
about
its
20
max?
inches. Yeah. It's going to give us a lot of room for you to work on this thing. Very good. All right, let's go. We're good.
Lock into place.
All right.
Yeah, see, no, don't have to worry about the jack stands. We didn't have the floor jack moving it around. And we can put these things in the trailer. We can hang them up somewhere.
And Kathy, they store easily. You just, when you're done with them, disconnect them, put them in the corner of the garage. Perfect, out of the way.
Yep, just roll them right out of the way, and then you have your own lift in your garage or at the track.
That's right.
Or wherever you need. You know, these things are powder coated, so they're going to last and stay looking nice for a long time, too.
Versatile, at home, or on the go.
That's right. You want to find out more, all you have to do is hop on their website, find out about the two different models, whether you need the 3,500-pound or the 5,000-pound model, Quick Jack by Ranger Products.
Yep, quickjack.com. I'm going to get me a pair.
I think it's definitely a good idea. You know what? We have lots more great ideas and more products coming up here on Performance TV.
This edition of Performance TV, presented by ARP, is being brought to you by Benpack, providing automotive service solutions. AutoSecure. Be sure with AutoSecure. No Limit Engineering, quality hot rod parts and engineering. And by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology.
Welcome back to Performance TV. Rust is not our friend, but David, with EvapoRust, you are a friend, and so is your product. I want to thank you for joining us here again to talk not only about what your product does, but what it doesn't do and doesn't contain, and that is acid. And I've seen some other products on the market lately that might look similar in package, but they're acid-based.
That's right. EvapoRust is non-toxic. It's non-corrosive. It has no acids in it. It's safe for you to use. It's safe to use around your family. It's safe to use around your valuable items to drop your parts into, and you don't have to worry about them being eaten up or losing part of your metal. It's very safe. It's very simple.
We can put it back into the container. We're able to use it over and over again. If you need to go outside and dump it, you might be able to use it like as a fertilizer on, on your lawn, believe it or not. So we have our nasty looking parts like we do here, but it's a one of a kind, hard to find. About how long does it normally take for something really bad like this?
Something like that's going to take about 6 hours. But if you look right there, it's really fine with things like the screen and parts on here that are made out of other metals. You want to protect those from being eaten up, so you want to use EvapoRust.
Okay, so when I look at a part like this, am I going to need to take a wire brush to it first to kind of get some stuff off of it, to prep it first, or?
What we're going to do is we're going to take it and we're going to drop it right there, and we're going to leave it.
And just leave it sit.
All we're going to do, we're going to drop some other parts in there too. And then this part, we're just going to set about half of that in so that we can see the difference in it. And we'll check back on those tomorrow.
Okay.
They should be done.
Okay, and we see that it comes in all different sizes. So if you have small parts, big parts, you know, you've got pretty much anything you need. And of course, we found out it's reusable. What I can't wait to see is what happens here overnight. You know, Tommy, there are a lot of new products coming out on the market all the time to help us do things, well, we don't like to do, and that's balance tires. Checkered Flag tire beads, and you can use them in big tires, little tires, you name it.
Right, one of the biggest things is balancing a big tire like this on an off-road vehicle, four-wheel drive, semis. It can be very difficult. You can balance it 3 or 4 times. It still is not perfect. They've come out with a product, these ceramic beads. You put them inside the tire, you mount your wheel, or you can do it afterwards. You can go through the valve stem hole. It takes care of it. It balances it on the go. There's no weight on the wheel. You know, a lot of times you'll see a wheel, you got an ugly weight on
The ugly
there.
lead weights, right, which are even becoming illegal in some states.
And sometimes you have to use a stick-on weight. The glue wears out, it comes off.
Yeah, you have to put tape on them and that type of thing.
These are environmentally friendly. There's no damage to the tire.
Or the wheel.
They will outlast the life of your tire. And it'll keep the tire balanced all the time. You're going to get better wear on your tire. It's not going to be out of balance. It's going to travel the road much smoother. It's going to be a nicer ride.
They come in all different sizes, 6-ounce sizes. You can buy them in bulk, obviously, like you would need for bigger tires.
Yeah, you can check out their website. They have a whole chart of all the tires that they're safe to use on and how much you'll need for each tire on your vehicle.
As you said, ATVs, your street rods, your big 4x4 tires, semi-truck tires, trailers, so much more. Just check them out. Checkered Flag tire beads, and right there at the website on the bottom of your screen. Well, now it's been 24 hours, and the part that I always look forward to when we're using this product. And David, it's time for the reveal.
That's right. It's time. Let's pull them out. Here's our bracket piece.
Oh my gosh. EvapoRust just never ceases to amaze me, especially how thick that rust was on that piece.
Oh yeah, it was pretty crusty. And you can see the original paint still there.
Right, let's go ahead and pull that over here.
Let's set her out. Let's grab another one.
Let's see what else. Yeah, this piece, the oil pump and pickup was really, really bad.
It was.
And would we normally rinse this then with water?
We would. We would rinse this off with water, let it dry.
Okay, pull that over here.
We're gonna make a big mess again.
That's all right.
And we'll fish out the last one.
Look at that, look at that main cap. I'm anxious to get that one over here, David, and compare it to its sibling that came out of the same block.
All right, here we go.
There's no comparison. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. And that was just 24 hours sitting in there. Even with all of this stuff being nasty, like the oil pump, very oily, would we be able to reuse this again, David?
Absolutely. You can use it over and over and over. Oils don't injure the product at all.
Okay, so the EvapoRust, because it is safe for the environment, use it over again, and then when we're done, go out and fertilize the lawn, which still absolutely amazes me. So now that we have our pieces cleaned off, how are we going to keep them then from getting flash rust or looking like this again?
We're going to use this product called Rust Block, which is a water-based rust inhibitor. We're just going to spray them down real good, and we would wipe that in and let it dry on there. when it dries, that's going to protect those for a year.
And there's a bunch of different sizes, because obviously some of our small pieces, we don't need very much, but you can get it.
The gallon, the quart, the 3.5 gallon pail, the 5 gallon pail, they're all available at Advance Automotive and at O'Reilly's.
Okay, let's see. EvapoRust, find out more. Get rid of your rust. I mean, this product is just so easy, simple to use, safe for the environment, and you can find out more. Just check out the website at the bottom of your screen, and we'll have more up next here on Performance TV.
Performance TV, presented by ARP, coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
If you've got an older pickup like this one right here, and it's been, let's say, well used, well, you've got probably the common problem of wore out door hinges. Well, on today's show, we've got a simple and easy solution and a fix for that you can do at home. So let's check in with Kathy and learn a little.
But we're going to take care of that today. Ron and Derek Flom from Total Automotive, and Derek, you guys have got it all handled. We'll be able to do this in our garage at home.
Absolutely. All of our kits are designed with the end user in mind for ease of installation. They're reverse engineered off of actual vehicle products. So instead of taking something brand new and trying to figure out how it's going to wear out, we take something that's wear out and figure out how to fix it the right way.
And Derek, made in the USA.
Absolutely. Quality is really important to us. We like keeping all of our product manufacturing stateside.
And if you need a one vehicle kit like we do today, or if you have a shop, you have it covered.
Absolutely. So if you just need to fix your own vehicle, hingekits.com. If you work in a shop or own a shop, we have all kinds of wholesale pricing available for you, as long as kits and assortments to fix anything that could possibly come in your door.
All right, well, we're going to fix this truck today. And Tommy, we're ready for you.
Well, to get started on replacing our hinges, I'm going to bring in Derek. He's going to give me a few pointers, and we'll make this simple and easy. Now, it's real easy. We took 3 bolts. 3 bolts hold the door on. We kind of moved it off this side. We're supporting it. We don't even have to disconnect the wiring.
That's right. By supporting the door, and if you don't have a hoist at home, you can use a Raptor. You don't have to undo the wiring harness. Just move the door far enough away so you can get in there to grind off the factory pins.
Yeah, these are peened on the bottom, so they're not welded in. We're just going to knock off the ends of them, and then we can push the pins out.
That's correct.
All right, well, let's get started grinding these off.
Sounds good.
All right.
With these vehicles, particularly the 99 to 06 CK series trucks, they have a bracketed kit, and the difference here is that the hinges are actually welded to the A-pillar. So we provide a bracket and pins that thread together, so it goes in really easily, and if it ever wears out again, you can unthread the pins and service it in the future. We do cover over 7,000 applications, everything from a Gremlin to Geo Metro. Chevy Monza is one of our new kits as well for the guys that are restoring those to race them. As a matter of fact, if we don't have a kit for your vehicle, give us a call, send us in your hinges. We can talk about rebuilding them for free, and that's how we add to our product line.
Well, I finished grinding off all the bottoms of the pins, and yes, they're safety lenses. Now, Derek, what's the next step? Well, we got to drive these pins out?
Yeah, and we have a patented tool for this that allows you to push those pins out without damaging those ear tabs on the hinges.
Right, because you can beat them up pretty good, and these are welded on. How are you going to get them off, right?
Yeah, they are welded to the pillar, and the problem with this repair, what a lot of guys will do is once they grind off the pins, is they'll get out an air hammer or a hammer and a chisel, and they'll start beating on the hinges. You can dent the fender, you can dent the door, and most importantly, if you bend those ear tabs there that the pin bracket goes through, you're in a lot of trouble because now you've really offset how the door's going to close in the future.
Right, we're trying to make this thing better, not make it worse, right?
That's right.
Well, that fell right out of there.
The tool allows you to push it out really easily.
Yeah, I like that. Remove my tool, pull the pin out, and go to the next one. Just run it up, center it on the pin, and start cranking away, right?
Now, removing these pins with the tool is really easily. Sometimes you'll get into these trucks where they've been repaired before with a knurled style pin, and the pins come out really easily, but you've also made the hole on that hinge bigger. We make oversized bushings to take care of hinges that are really damaged.
So what you're saying, if it's screwed up, you can fix it.
That's right.
Derek, we got everything removed, all the old parts and the bushings. Usually you said they're worn out. These don't look very nice, that's for sure.
Absolutely. In a lot of cases, there's nothing left of the bushings if they let it go too far.
All right, well, it's time to put in the new bushings, right?
That's right.
Now, how hard will these be to get in? They've got to just fall in, press in?
Those should press right in. This one wasn't worn too bad.
That was pretty easy.
So they snap right into place.
What if it's really worn out and the hole's a little egg-shaped?
So if the hole's worn out or it's egg-shaped, or if they'd used a knurled style pin kit or one of the cheap other pin kits to repair it prior to that, we offer oversized bushings in 10 thousandths and 20 thousandths over. So if you got one that's been ruined or wrecked pretty bad, you're able to save it with our kit. The oversized bushing takes up that space, and the design of the bracket with the threaded pins will keep the true turning access there.
Well, here's the new pins. These are threaded, and the bracket's also threaded. Now, why is that?
First of all, it allows you to thread the pins into the bracket, which keeps all the alignment angles of the door alignment in place. Secondly, with the bracket being threaded, it allows you to service the bushings in the future. So if you decide to keep this truck for another 5 or 10 years and those bushings that are there that you're replacing wear out, all you have to do is unthread the pins again and just replace the bushings. The rest of the hardware can be used again. Now, as you can see, that bracket is silver in color. It's dichromate coated so it won't rust. We do offer these brackets pre-painted in all the factory colors to match the truck too. So if you're having a truck that's in really nice shape and you don't want to look into the door hinge and see a different color, you can order them brackets pre-painted to match your factory vehicle.
All right, the pins are in. We're going to secure them with a nut and a washer on the bottom side.
Yeah, as you can see, once we've got all the old material out of the way, putting it back together goes rather quickly.
Just a little more, Derek, a little more. All right, there. Okay, good. Back in place.
All right, looks like everything's placed. I'll lower the hoist.
All right, I'll put the 3 bolts back in the door and we're done. Look at that, just like new again. I mean, solid as can be. Derek, I gotta be honest. I thought that was gonna be a lot of work and gonna be a little difficult. That was simple.
Yep, most times it can be done in 30 minutes or less.
I mean, if you wanted to slam the door on your old car and make it feel like a new one again, check out hingekits.com. We'll be back with more Performance TV after this.
All right, Dan, you know, with all the things that you've been doing and all of your research, and, you know, you've been looking at some stuff on the internet, and it's on the internet, it has to be true. Tell us about some of the wonderful things you found.
Oh, you know, we found some just incredible octane booster recipes on the internet. Some of my favorites are transmission fluid mixed with toluene and mineral oil, which I can't imagine a modern fuel injection system would like that too much. Some other good ones were mothballs, which is kind of a funny one because back in the 40s and 50s they were made out of naphthalene, which actually is an octane booster, and putting it in your gas tank back then probably made sense. It doesn't now. But we've also seen some other oddities like adding diesel fuel 50-50 to your gasoline engine. I don't recommend any of these options.
You know, folks are looking to add some more octane. Can you ever have too much?
Yeah, you absolutely can. Not only are you creating a very expensive smoke, but on a dyno, if you over-octane an engine, you'll actually see a degradation in performance. So the goal is not to have too much and not to have too little.
This edition of Performance TV, presented by ARP, is being brought to you by Air Filter Blaster, the original and patented air filter blaster. Wally Racks, door, closet, wall, fits them all. Stage 8, the world's best locking fastener. And by Steel Rubber, quality crafted rubber parts and weather stripping.
Welcome back to Performance TV. You know, lots of semis out on the road hauling loads, race teams hauling their loads in big trailers, and you need to be able to keep stuff secure and hopefully not lose stuff too. John Johnson with Yellow Rack, a gentleman who developed these, he was losing some items, wasn't he? He was an over-the-road guy.
Yes, a big rig driver, 25 years experience. He had a hard time getting his equipment back to the distribution center. Load bars, straps, they were either being left behind or broken because they were in the way and
Right.
the forklift would run over. So he came up with a way where he could secure his cargo control equipment. So when he was done using it, he could return with it, and that's going to save you money.
Well, and it's also going to save you money based on the new federal regulations that came out about the same time that he developed the Yellow Rack.
Absolutely. If a driver does not secure his cargo equipment, and there's a direct provision in the law that says you have to, when not in use, secure it, well, he can have points put on his license, which you do not want to have, and then fines, which is right out of your pocket. And not only that, but if he's driving for someone, they get fined as well, and it can be expensive, and it's per piece of equipment that's not tied down.
I see we have different sizes here. Is that because of the way that the trailers are configured?
Yes. Now, there's 2 different kinds of tracking systems, and this is really neat because it uses these E-clips to clip right into E-Track or the vertical logistics.
Yeah, I mean, we even have E-Track in our race trailer.
Exactly, and we're finding out not just big rigs are using it, whether it's construction industry in their trailers, they have E-Track in there. I saw an AC van, service van come up, and they had them in there holding ladders and gauges. So it's being used in a lot wider aspects than we ever thought it would.
Well, you know, having to go through weigh stations, you're worried about your weight and things like that. These things feel pretty light.
Yes, this is a lightweight polymer. It was designed to withstand extreme cold or extreme heat. It had to be able to make it out into space. It had to be flexible,
Sure.
but not shatter if it got too cold. And that's great for reefer units going down the road with like chocolate ice cream, because chocolate ice cream, I never knew this, heats up on its own, and so they have to keep it extra cold.
Really?
So we have to freeze these things down to -20 to test them out.
Well, I noticed we have a couple of different ways for applications. These you were talking about how we could use in the E-Track, but you have screws on those.
Right, and this was something we never thought of, and just goes to show you, when someone has an idea, other people figure out how to use it. And we had companies request us to come up with wall mount units because we were just focusing on the back end in the trailer. But when you think about the distribution center, they have the same kind of equipment. And when it comes off the truck, it was just being thrown on the ground and run over by forklifts, thrown off on the side, people tripping over it. So they said, can you come up with something that we can mount to the walls? And we have smaller versions to retrofit some places that don't have big walls.
Sure.
Custom jobs, and all the way up to the 6-bar size. And it's very simple, you just screw it into the wall wherever you need it.
Okay, so once we get these installed, how are we securing this here?
Well, you have this patented locking mechanism. And you just pop it out, and then it comes out. It's very simple to use.
And I noticed it's a little thicker right there, so that way it's going to help stay in and kind of press against itself.
Sure, we had a NASA scientist figure that one out for us as well.
Like
But anyway, yeah, it's very lightweight, compact, out of the way. It won't cost you any extra fuel to haul it down the road, and it keeps all of your equipment where you need it.
Well, John, you have a little durability test that you can show us back here, just how strong these yellow racks are.
Sure do.
All right, let me get my glasses on here.
Ready?
Yep. Check that out. That thing ain't going nowhere. That's going to deal with a lot of stuff going down the road and keep your load safe and secure, just like in your race trailer. You don't want stuff falling off on your cars. Let me tell you from experience. Thank you so much for joining us here this week. Thanks, John, for coming in. You want to find out more, go to yellowrack.com, and we'll have more next time around here on Performance TV.